Shalom. I want to first start off giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors unto our apostles as well as the men that taught them, the elder high priests, as well as the elder bishops and the elders at Great Millstone. And peace and blessings unto the 144,000 and the rest of the elect of the nation of Israel. All right, this is the brother Abadia from the GMS Houston camp, and I'm going to title this video, "This is a great work that we're a part of." You know, being in the ministry of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash, we're able to do a great work. And this ministry is a thing of work. And the work is to show our faith. And faith is an action word, and the action that we have to show is actions of work, getting to work, staying on the clock in the spirit, you know. Doing Ezekiel, the latter part of the second chapter, going into the third chapter. Eat the roll. The roll is the scriptures. Now you eat the roll, you're studying, you're reading, you know, you're watching videos, you're taking notes, you going over, you're being repetitive and going over the information. All right, and it's all in the spirit, you know, all in the within the Holy Spirit. Okay, you have to eat the roll, and if the spirit's not dealing with you, you're not gonna eat right. You're not gonna eat the scriptures the right way. Okay. So what else? You have to get into the Hebrew, some Greek. You know, you have to look up the etymology of words. You have to get into geography. You have to get into history. Can't forget the history. Got to know some history. Okay? And then go teach the house of Israel. So-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay? And I want to start right here, because I mentioned this is a thing of work, but you got to study as part of the work, you know? You can't work, you can't go put in work without the studying. That must happen first. This is 2 Timothy 2:15. It says, "Study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, a workman." What is a workman doing? He's working, obviously, you know. It says that needed not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. And that's through the Rakakwadash. You know, if you're studying, right, and then we supposed to get on a level to where we can rightly divide this word. Okay? And it only can happen through the Rakakwadash, the Holy Spirit. All right, which is dealing with understanding, which ultimately comes from Yahweh Shai. What did Yahweh Shai tell the 12 apostles? He told them, well, one of many things. He said, I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. Yep, in the form of, you know, the Spirit's working with us to give us the understanding of the scriptures, which starts, you know, ultimately it started with our apostles, teachers, the elder high priests, and our on down to our apostles and the elder bishops on down, you know. And when you hear this word, faith is activated and you start to grow in this knowledge. You hear this word, you start studying, and the Spirit is not dealing with you heavy, but the Spirit is dealing with you to understand the milk, the basics of the scriptures. All right. So from here, I want to go to Luke 10 and 2. It says, therefore said, well, nope, let me go up to 1. Salakia. And the title of this part of the chapter, it says, the 70 sent out. Sent out to do what? To work. And we're going to read about it. It says, after these things, the Lord appointed other 70 also, and sent them 2 by 2 before his face into every city and place, whether he himself would come. All right. So he put them to work, of the work of teaching, prophesying. Luke 10 and 2, it says, therefore said he unto them, the harvest truly is plenteous. The harvest truly is great. I'm saying, they would say plenteous in another, that may be in Matthew. The harvest truly is great, because Israel is scattered throughout. Israel is the harvest. They're scattered in great numbers around the world. And we sent to Israel, Matthew 10, 5, 6, and 7. Right? The Great Commission. It says, the harvest truly is great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore that the Lord of the harvest, pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest, that he would send forth laborers or workers into his harvest. All right. To what? Pick the ripe fruit, which are Israelites that are of the hopeful elect. Okay. Planting this word in their mind, and then growing it through teaching, and breaking the scriptures down. What Paul say? Paul say, I have planted, Apollos water it, but the Most High give it the increase. The Apostle Paul, excuse me. So we're doing a great work. This is one reason why this is a great work that we're part of, because we've witnessed the laborers grow. Laborers coming into the harvest. I remember when the apostles, I didn't catch the apostles of Great Millstone in 2007. I didn't see them until 2008. And it was probably the mid to latter part of 2008. Okay, and I remember, even going into 2009, that there was not many camps. There may have been about 11, 12, 13 camps, maybe. And, giving a rough guesstimation. But if they used to put up pretty much most of just about all the camps that was bringing it out at a period of time. That was one of the backdrops that they would have when they did their sit downs. Okay, they would have that as part of the video. And if you count on there, you may have counted about 10, 11, 12 camps. And I'm, Great Millstone Houston, we wasn't even on there. I think, on that image, and it showed the different brothers, the different elders now, back then they wasn't elders. And some of the men that I seen on that, basically it's a collage of the camps that was around back then. Some of them men ain't here today. They fell off, they stopped working. All right. So from that point, I remember that we could we could just about watch all the camps in a span of a week. You could probably catch, you would have to put in that time. But I remember I was watching just about most of the camps. I was watching the Dallas, watching Baltimore, was watching Florida, was watching um let's say Baltimore, watching Boston. All right, watching the LA camp, Mississippi. Okay, and I'm forgetting some others. Forgive me. I believe at that time you had you had South Carolina, North Carolina. I can't remember all of them. Salakia, but it wasn't a lot of camps. I'm talking about Great Millstone. I'm not even focusing on the other camps. Just Great Millstone. It wasn't that big. Then it went international. Can't forget the brothers in London. Okay, so London was on the scene. Um, think he had Trinidad. So it started growing, and workers came into the harvest because of the work that was being done, and it's still being done to this very day, which is the work of studying and teaching, studying and teaching, and prophesying. Because the main focus of teaching is the prophecies. Okay. I want to bring this out. St. John 17:4, it says, I have glorified thee on the earth. This is Yahweh speaking, saying he have glorified his Father on the earth. Is he say, I have finished the work which thou gavest me to do. All right. And that's our mentality, is to work and to finish the work. Don't take our hand off the plow. Okay. And we've seen the fruits of our labor. I remember when this Houston camp, I give you a testimony. I remember when the Houston camp was like it was like five of us. Then, it grew a little bit to maybe 10 or 11, but most of them guys wasn't right. They all fell off. Not all of them, but most of them, they fell off. So we typically down here in Houston, and we still pretty much kind of small camp, but we a lot bigger than we was in 2009, 10, 11, so forth. Okay. It was really like five of us that was constant in this camp down here. And, now the camp has grew. We I believe in the 30s. You know, we got some hefty amount of brothers in the camp now, and all the other camps, their camps have been growing, you know. The other Great Millstone camps, we watch them grow, and not only grow, but other cities start popping up with men teaching. Other parts of around the world, men popping up teaching because of what? A great work is being done, and that work started here in Babylon the Great. All right, which makes me think of Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. This has to be a great work to wake an individual up out of great confusion. You see? And come to the understanding of the scriptures and start teaching. So, and the Most High took what the world would perceive to be just average old men. But we not average men if we of the elect. We're very precious and special men. Okay, but in this world society, we just regular men, you know. And the Most High took the according to this society, just a regular old common man, and raised him up with this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding through the process of teaching. All right, man, this is heavy, and we teaching with 100% truth, able to break these scriptures down. This work, you watch men, by this work being done, you watch men grow, and you watch yourself grow in this knowledge. And we was having class yesterday. I believe we was going over Acts 9. And I came up with that title during that time because I was like, man, we're part of a great work that stems all the way back to Yahweh Shai. He started this workmanship that we're part of. Okay? And it's living on to this date. And it's a great work. This work is going to save us if we, because the ones that are saved and that's doing this work were predestined to be delivered. But you can't be predestined and then you ain't did no work. You have the, you can't be at 144,000 and you ain't put in no work. You were predestined before the foundation of the earth, but no work has been done. No way. That's not a reflection of an elect member. The elect is going to be working. Okay? And which is a show of our faith. And ultimately we're going to be delivered because we're of the predestination, which is the elect. We're of the elect, which is predestined to be saved. It's already established before this whole thing even got started. Meaning the creation of the earth. You see? So this is a great work that we are part of. And then the reward is so grand. You know how an athlete put in all that work and then they get drafted and that's a hell of a reward. They get the multi-million-dollars, and it's really in this society, you would think it's a great reward, but they're more captive than regular people, Well, we're going to get a far greater reward, unimaginable to our mind, for this work that we putting in, So, I'm in the video right here, obviously a lot more can be said on this topic, but I'm going to stop it right there. Lord willing, this video was edifying and exhorting unto your spirit. Until the next one, I say shalom.